Hello, it's time for another Footnote video, but this time because of the difference in content, there aren't many interesting comments, which is why instead of reading comments for this video, I'm given the opportunity to share my thoughts with you. The purpose of Footnotes was always to give us a way to connect, not just in the comments through text, but also in the form of a video where you get to know me a little bit better. I know the content in the past few videos is not something many of the existing followers would be interested in, but they are just ideas and stuff that I really want to get out, and even if it doesn't reach many people, I'm still really glad I could get those videos done. It is also because I know that it's not going to affect a lot of you, which is why I was also in a hurry to release those videos so that we can quickly go to look at other topics which are more demanding. Okay, so for today's topic, I want to share my concern with you about the gaming industry. This has been in my mind along with many other topics of where human race is heading in the near future. Recently, I had this talk with a friend and I thought that it was a good chat, so I would like to share it with you. So throughout the short history of mankind being on Earth, evolution and natural selection has chosen us to be probably the most intelligent species on Earth. We have proven that by our creations and our dominance over all the other life forms. But we all got this far by a steady advancement in technology and civilization. As individuals, we are very limited to what we could do, so we grouped up together and distribute jobs. We have farmers, crafters, hunters, and because we don't always get along, we also have soldiers, etc. And with every new invention, new specialists were created. For example, when it comes to space stuff, we have NASA for vehicles, more specifically like cars. We have companies like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi. For food, we have Snickers, Lay's, McDonald's, Quaker Oats. For clothing, we have Nike, Adidas. For phones, we have Apple, Samsung, etc. My point is that most of these companies or brands contribute to our daily needs. True that not all produces healthy products, but most of them makes our life better. When it comes to the entertainment industries, it's hard to point out how it could be better for our lives or our future, because at least in my opinion, entertainment aren't really a necessity to life, but more of a luxury to have. Although I agree that we all deserve to have fun and enjoy life, we shouldn't let it take mankind a step back. The problem with games these days is that they are designed to be as addictive as possible, because at the end of the day, the objective is not just to get as many people to play their game, but also to make a profit from it. Do games make our life better is subjective, because there are people who regretted spending so much time on games, but there are also people who enjoyed them until today. They say life is about achievements or goals. If you really think about it, you'll probably know what I mean. Humans has always been obsessed with achievements. The problem is, achievements we feel in game is just as satisfying as the achievement we feel in real life, and they are much easier to get. Life achievements usually takes time and it could come with a lot of stress. Some people just find it better to satisfy their needs for achievement from games, and in return they might stop having the appetite for actual life achievements, which is obviously bad. We might find ourselves unmotivated to even do anything life related because most of the time our game achievement stays in game, in the virtual world. So unless we're there, our achievement wouldn't count much in real life. Now of course, if you manage to go pro at games or could use the achievements you got in game to benefit you, especially as a streamer or YouTuber, then it might be different for you. But for the majority of us, the achievements we get do not put food on the table. It does not really benefit us in real life besides the satisfaction of knowing what we have in the game. However, if you can manage your time well, keep the real and the virtual apart and balance, not much harm will come to you. Trouble occurs is when we prioritize the virtual, when players choose to be immersed into a game, choose the game over reality. In those situations, you have to ask yourself, are you playing the game or is the game playing you? When playing a game makes you eat less, sleep less, or isolated, you might be addicted and you might need a change. Okay, enough pointing out all our gamer flaws, but even if you are someone who is addicted to a game or mildly addicted, I just want to say that you are not entirely at fault. We are genetically programmed to have chemicals produced making us feel good every time we achieve something, and for the most part of evolution and natural selection, that has helped us advance so much. Just maybe less now with the whole virtual achievement thing. Now I feel like we have been talking about individuals more, so let's zoom out a little and think about a larger scale. Even if we are well managed and games do not run or ruin our lives, gamers still spend a lot of time playing games. Now I love to sleep, but at the same time I hate needing to sleep. When I think about the number of hours a day I lose spending on sleeping and how many hours in a week than in a month, or how many months I spend sleeping in a year, I really wish that we do not need to sleep. But hey, sleeping is good for you and we need it to survive. Gaming on the other hand is not required. Now calculate the amount of hours you spend gaming in a day, then how much is that in a year, and then in a lifetime. Now calculate the amount of time 100 players spend, then maybe 1,000 players, 10,000 players, a million players. The combined number of lifetimes a gamer spend playing games is what troubles me, because this will really slow down our progression as humans. Sometime in life, someone very significant pops out like Thomas Edison, and he made a huge impact to everyone's life. What if that someone is currently hooked, spending most of his time playing games and not doing what he could have done? I'm seeing a loss in potential, not just in time, and that is troubling. Players are not the only people losing time. When I say losing time, I don't actually mean that playing game is a waste of time or it's not okay to have fun. I just mean that it is time which is not really used to contribute in humanity's growth. Because the gaming industry has one of the biggest and most profitable market, money-minded people would want to be a part of that business. New developers starts rolling in, money spent on research to better hold players' attention span, and actual job openings for many people to run this show, which means everyone involved working under these companies might not be contributing to our advancement as well. Okay, now this is the part where I stop butchering the game creators and players. You probably realize I use the word most of and might be a lot, because despite every negative thing I say about the gaming industry, I do believe that there are features in games that are great. Just like art, the creator is expressing his ideas, and as players we experience their creativity and also expressing our own creativity based on their world. Some games have such in-depth story, finishing it is like reading a good book, maybe even better. I talked about how someone with great potential might be hooked on games, but what if there are also people out there that is mostly inspired by the games they played, and he or she wouldn't have had great ambitions without the games they played as a kid? There is the social aspect of it as well. The general idea is that games may keep you indoors, which is bad for your social life. But there is many introverts out there who aren't good at socializing in the first place. Having people to talk to in game who has similar goals makes socializing a lot easier. You skip all the small talk, all the body language, people don't judge you based on how you look or what you are wearing. But of course it could also make you less sociable in real life because you don't get to practice. But my point here is that if you are already having trouble making friends or finding someone to talk to, the online gaming community might not mind as long as you are a good team player. They will probably judge you on other stuff, and sometimes it could also be harsh, but since you do not see them in person and they don't really know you, you wouldn't need to take it personally. I know a lot of people go to streamers and have in-game friends for relief because they are having such a hard time getting along with people in real life. Technology-wise, I believe that things like VR was not made for gaming originally, but would probably improve greatly because of the demand in VR for gaming. This technology could be used to better train pilots, public drivers, or practice anything that could be dangerous without actually exposing the students or trainee to danger. Bottom line, there are things which we could benefit from experiencing different games. But still, some of the top grossing games like maybe Fortnite, Candy Crush, Pokemon Go, games that do not provide much story or content and doesn't create any opportunity for better technology but somehow manages to steal all your hours, in my opinion, not so good for humanity. Now I have a lot more to say and I have a lot on my mind, but I think I will end this topic here. Let me know what you guys think, and if you guys like watching me talk about these kind of topics which are not really game related and may not always be things that you would like to hear. Tell me if you're one of those people who have lost interest or have no motivation in life, and let me know if you think that it is game related. Would you think that you would have better goals if you never played any computer games? And do you agree that games and social media these days are so good at taking advantage of our nature as humans to put us in an addictive loop? I would like to know your opinion, and do remember I am a gamer too, still am. If you are a Fortnite player, welcome to Season X and have fun. Catch you guys later. Bye bye.